Had a whole 30
Always
seconds,
doing
got busted.
something. Always doing something. Had to reach for my charger. Welcome to Men Are From Mars.
Women are from Venus, y'all. What's up?
So, with your host, Shy and Brian. And we just going to start off real quick. Fun facts. What's one of your favorite, I don't know, foods, snacks, whatever?
All right, so y'all could thank me later. I'm about to put y'all up on some serious game. So the stereotype is we as black people love chicken, right? Whatever. But what's everybody's favorite part of fried chicken? What's your favorite part of fried chicken?
The wing.
Okay, so the wing is accurate.
But it got to be extra crispy. I won't eat chicken if it is not extra crispy because I love the skin.
Bink that part. Everybody loves fried chicken skin, right? So let me bless y'all real quick. If you didn't know, there is a place out of LA that you can go online and buy just the fried chicken skin. Okay, chicken skin. That's it. This is Thai chili flavor. And when I say it is wonderful, it is wonderful. Like they got Thai chili, salt and pepper. It's stupid. Who would have ever thought? Like
right.
That business idea in and of itself, like why didn't I think of that? I could be selling chicken skin. And it is so good. It is stupid. So when y'all have time and you want something, just remember chicken skins. Thank me later. Thank me later.
I'm gonna have to check that out because
man, thank me. You know, they got flavors and seasoning. They got buffalo. Like why do they have different flavors of chicken skin? It is stupid.
Because it's different flavors of chicken. Mine, either original, extra crispy, or lemon pepper, extra well done. Don't cook them for 19 minutes. Cook them for 26 minutes. And if you want to make me smile, do 28 minutes. Wing style.
Yeah, I feel you. I'll be on my Ricky Rose style. I'll be like, wing style fat boy, need a 10-piece. Oh, but gotta be lemon pepper. Gotta be.
Check out the fried skin. I'm gonna check it out. I really am.
Get y'all some chicken skins. And if y'all don't know, we're located in California in SoCal. So they ship and distribute locally from Los Angeles. So it's LA based, like it's homegrown stuff.
Yeah. So check them out. And then so right now there's a lot.
Man, we gotta get them to cut us a check. That's free promotion right there.
But I just got an idea. We need to do that often. Get somebody stuff, promote it for them.
Right. Boom. Cut us a check.
Yeah. Being creative right on the spot. Multiple streams of income. So there's a lot of things going on. We are in September. We're not that far away from Election Day. Our government is ratchet. Like, and I'm gonna say it's now the more that I learn, the older that I got, and that's not even consuming myself with this information because that will be too much for me. But just the more that I've learned, America has always been janky. Some things you experience personally, but
right.
The last few years has pretty much, the blanket that we have been under that was seeming kind of cool. Things have been exposed, and to now, I feel like, how they say history repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun. I never thought I would live in a time where literally I'm mindful, like, okay, if I go to this neighborhood, or these cities, because, in California, you go to one city, 10, 15 minutes is another city. I'm bracing myself for the impact of something racial because of, just knowing where you're at and the temperature of where you're at. So you're ready at all times. And so I never thought in this manner I would live and be raising a child in this condition. And so it does make me want to reach back and learn more, about those that were before us because they fought the fight. and we were blessed to live how they wanted to, but now it's back up, and it's never gone away, but with phone cameras and social media, we now see it and it's in our face, and it like I said, if you don't watch your stuff, you can consume yourself with it. But yeah. So how do you feel about the current?
Okay, so as a Black man in America, I was raised to be very cognizant of my surroundings, of those who are around me. And from a young age, I was always told, like, I can't be average. I can't meet the standard. I always have to outperform the standard to get the same type of opportunities afforded and to me, for those opportunities to become available to me. I can't be a C student. I always have to be the A student because I'm a Black man. And I agree that a lot of those sentiments you shared, it's not that they weren't there, that they weren't prevalent, or that they just all of a sudden came back. I think what has happened is when your leadership encourages, supports, condones, and flat out provokes those types of ideologies, thought processes, and beliefs, it causes people to be very, very comfortable wearing that as a badge of honor. And because of it, they say, cool, well, my president says it's good, then I'm just going to put it out there. This is me. So to me, this has been a blessing and a curse. And I'll tell you why. The curse of it is that we feel like that racism is at an all-time high. If I can be truthfully honest with my opinions, I don't believe that to be true. I've looked back at Black Wall Street. I looked back at the Mississippi burnings and bombings and things. So it's not at an all-time high. It's been worse. It's been worse, right? But for those of us who are millennials, those who are Gen Z, those who, I think it was X or Y, which is the generation before me, it may feel like it's worse because we haven't lived through blatantly obvious racism like we do now, right? So that's the curse. The blessing part is because of people's level of comfort in their bigotry, I no longer have to guess and wonder who's racist or not. You wear it as a badge of honor. So as I walk in the door, this is me. And it's like, cool, at least now I know you a fool. And I may have to watch myself around you. So the blessing part is it's much easier to identify those who are going to have negative thoughts and opinions of me based off the color of my skin from the gate, right? It's not something I have to think about, guess about, worry about, maybe not. No, they just flat out like, oh yeah, you know what it is. And it's like, oh, I do. Thanks. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Honestly, like you said, it is such a time sink, and it can become overwhelming, depressing. You start to carry this burden, like this load, where it starts to physically manifest itself. And this isn't anybody's personal cross to bear, right? This is the cross we all have to bear to society. And I'm begging people, don't take this on as your personal hill. Like, this isn't a weight you have to carry alone. This is one that we have to carry as a country. And don't allow it to pull you into this deep, dark place. Because, the hate speech, hateful thoughts, hateful ideology, it'll drag you down. And your mental health isn't worth it.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I'll just say ditto. What about sports in the election? So again, I really don't watch sports. I pay attention to it basically when something becomes, mainstream or extreme. And I seen a clip. I don't even know what team he was on. But anyway, it was interviewing him. And you'll probably know. He scored 50 points in a game.
Yeah.
And it was emotional, whatever. And they had put the camera on his shoes. And
yeah, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, and George Floyd. And I'd like to see, and it's probably because there's it's still some older cats, but there's more younger cats from my perspective, how I see it. Because in the NBA, and when I say younger, I'm talking about like 40 and younger, like
absolutely.
That are becoming more conscious, and because it's like I said, we see it now. Not only are you able to see who the real racists are, you're able to see who will stand with you. So I love seeing that. And I was super excited. And we talked about this where I said, why didn't, like, it's majority of us in sports, why didn't we just sit that out? I get we got to feed our families and all that, but the impact of it. So this time around, no, I'm not playing. No, I'm not going out. I smiled because, I had a real issue with that.
Yeah.
So when that happened and the higher up people see that, because don't nobody like their money to be played with.
That part.
So I was happy about that. I was happy about that, and that we got it. We're not just us skin, like we got it as people. Like we're gonna come together and say, no, we're gonna sit this one out.
So like there's so much to unpack with what happened with the NBA players. And I just want to make it very clear, if you don't really follow sports or the NBA, it pissed me off a little bit because a lot of the media outlets were reporting that the playoff games were postponed, which is total BS. Just right off the rip, it's bullcrap. Okay, so what happened was George Hill, who is a point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, is really active in Wisconsin. He was really struggling with the idea of Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times. So he was deciding he was going to sit and wasn't going to play. His teammates rallied around him and said, if you ain't playing, we ain't playing. And this is the Milwaukee Bucks. They were prepared. They were prepared as a team to forfeit game, I think it was game 5 against the Orlando Magic, which would mean the Magic would win the game and then come back and play the next game. The Magic decided, we're not going to let you do that. We too will protest. And they sat out. And then that reacted. It was like lighting a wick on a stick of dynamite. The rest of the league got a hold of it and they said, well, they ain't playing, we ain't playing. And then the media quickly turned it into, oh, the playoff games are postponed.
Right.
No, the players protested and decided we weren't playing today, period. Here's where you get it, I get it, but here's where our evangelical conservatives like to have, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, willful ignorance, we'll call it. One guy in the media said, I don't understand what the benefit of this is. I'm missing the point. The point is that Steve Ballmer is a billionaire. The other NBA owners also own NFL franchises. They're billionaires. The owner of the Rockets was like working hand in hand with the police board in Houston, Texas. These are people who are 1%ers. These are people who are filthy rich. These are people who fund, donate, and support the super PACs, which, if you want to be completely honest, basically control our politics in this country. So them sitting out, costing people hundreds of millions of dollars, get stuff done because those people have direct lines to the White House, to attorney generals, to secretaries of states. They have connections to get stuff done. And it's not a coincidence that, like, within the coming days, the NBA announces that they're going to turn all of the NBA sites into polling places for voting. From protesting, one day. From sitting out, one day. The Milwaukee Bucks had a Zoom meeting with the Wisconsin Attorney General from protesting. One game, just one. So let's I'm happy with the NBA guys who protested. I'm completely satisfied with the MLB coming out behind a lot of those guys and saying we're not going to play our games either. I don't know if it was the teams for the MLB that protested or if the MLB kind of got in front of it and saw what was happening and said, we're just going to cancel these games because we don't want any problems. But regardless, the power these guys showed, the unity they showed, the way that they flexed and decided they just weren't going to do it. Is a big ups. So I do think it's also important that they came back and finished the season, because it's one thing to go home to your family and everything like that, and that's great because these are men of status and of stature and of wealth. But to continue to use this platform of having millions of eyes on them to continually speak out about civil unrest and systemic oppression and racism, I think is much more valuable than them sitting at home. Even if they sporadically protest here and there by saying we're not going to play. I think it's great leverage. And I hope that these guys who are in my age range continue to flex the muscle they have and take advantage of their platform in that way. I couldn't have been more proud.
Yeah. That's great. Again, I said my piece on sports and all of that. What I will say is keep your mental health intact.
Please.
I know, like, it's like we're still on lockdown, but not really. Just, it's just certain things. But again, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Ain't nothing going back to normal. Whatever you knew before about the second week in March for most of us, in other places it was well before that. That ain't gonna happen again. And so take care of your mental health. Those that are connected to you, your kids. I think honestly that's what gets to me the most. It's like I have my moments. But my moments are tied to, this is the year we're supposed to travel, expose the kids to different things. For Nyla, have some first time moments and, and new family moments, just a lot of stuff. And that could not happen. And so because, I have a child, I'm like, okay, how can I get creative? How can we now, keep our word or, still try to do something. And I'm always thinking like, but is it okay? Like, you know what I mean? So, literally, she was not allowed to go anywhere from March until the Saturday before Mother's Day. That was the first time she went to a store. We would go out, we would walk the neighborhood, we would go to my godparents' house, stuff like that. But for her to like be out in the world, because I was just like, I don't know what's going on. There was a lot of back and forth. And so now we move a little bit, more freer still, not the average stuff. But just let your kids vent. Just like we have bad days and we have heavy stuff. And yes, I'm gonna always advocate for kids. They too, they're sitting at home on a computer, looking at their friends that they can't touch, they can't play with. And they may not have the words to verbalize that. We're talking about kindergarten and up, and maybe even some TKs, on the computer. And, you may think they're just being whiny and frustrated and all that, but they don't know how to verbalize. Can I go to school? Or, can I go to this person's house? Or can we go to Disneyland? Can we go wherever? So take care of your mental health. We've been doing it for a while. We know we have a specific day that as a family we pray and have like a family Bible study. It's specific days that we make sure we do something, the whole family. We have our days where each parent switch off and spend time with the other kid and vice versa. We ask questions, we let them vent. So just do that, because as an adult, some of us don't even have the words. So I'm not going to even give us that much credit. Some of us don't even know how to put into words. But mental health has always been very important. Again, it has shifted a lot of things. And so, because I know I went through, I was like, man, this church online ain't working for me. Like, I can't. So for 2 weeks, I was just like, and then I got my life together. And then, I just needed to reset and, take it in, look at it from a different perspective, just like whatever. So allow your kids to do that. This is the time for community as well. Find out who's willing to help you, and it ain't got to be somebody, when I say, meaning like in your circle, they may be tied to somebody in your circle. But make sure that we take care of that. We take care of that. And I'm a shameless plug right here. And then Ryan, if you have some, you can do that. I have mental health days where you can just pop in, and whether it's you need to vent, you need to figure out organization for the kids, whatever for you to get that out, to help you. All you have to do, go to ShyriaWright.com, ShyriaWright, and you can sign up for that for yourself, women, and I have it for teen girls, because they got stuff that they're going to. The world ain't stopping, it's changing. So I'm extremely big on that. And put your pride aside, put what you don't understand aside, and let the healing take place. Like, release yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just because you all great and fine and dandy don't mean everybody else around you is or should be whatever. So that's what I wanted to share. Mental health.
Absolutely. On the same note, if you guys need any other additional services in terms of therapy, things like that, of course, Shy has her connections. I have my own connections as well with some therapists. So if you guys need anything in that regard, feel free to hit either one of us up. Hit our email, randstalk, r&s-talk@yahoo. We can get you connected to some people who can definitely help you to unpack some stuff, as they would say.
Yes, please. And then also all the hurricane stuff.
Man, so a lot of anybody who really knows me knows I have family in the South. My dad's side of the family's in Louisiana. I talked to my dad the other day. Fortunately, they're all good. They're all well, safe, and everything like that. But it's a national crisis, and nobody's even talking about it. Right. My father and a lot of my family in Louisiana, it's been without water and without electricity since last Thursday when the hurricane hit. So you can do the math and count the days, you know what I mean? But that's a long time to be without water and without electricity. So people are hurting. People are in need. I know a lot of us are as well due to the pandemic stuff. But if there's anything anybody can do to help, help people, man, it's the perfect time to be a big community, to support each other, to be as helpful as possible, to actually, in Genesis, it talks about in the Bible, to be your brother's keeper. And I know that's out of context, but still the saying, am I my brother's keeper? But we are each other's keeper, and it is our job to love our neighbors and to look after our neighbors as friends and as family and as brothers and sisters in Christ as well. So it's a huge thing going on down there in the southern, on the Gulf Coast. People are missing. People haven't been found. Again, there were a lot of people without electricity and water, and the national media has said much of nothing. So reach out, find ways to get connected and help. Check out the Red Cross, possibly, and some other organizations and entities, and see what you can do to help. I know I have and will continue to do so. So yeah, do your part.
Yes, please. I didn't know. I think I seen one post and it was like prayers for that area. And I'm like, what happened? So of course I'm scrolling and I didn't see like, much of anything else. And then it was like days later when I kind of started, hearing more about it. So be safe, check on your loved ones. If you are able to get something to them, please do so. And we all in this together.
Pray for them, y'all. Pray for them.
Yeah. So this has been another episode of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. We thank you guys for joining us. Again, you can always send us an email if you have questions, show topics, all that great stuff. If you need resources, please do so. Please do so. And catch us every Tuesday at 7 on Facebook, on the book. Right. And tag a friend and tell a friend. Bring somebody through. Oh, if y'all know like somebody that want to advertise their business too, give them the email. Give them the email. So I'm Shy.
I'm Ryan. I thought you was gonna say both. I didn't know.
Let's do it again. I'm Shy.
I'm Ryan.
Tune in next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Peace.
Yeah.